this next update that we have for you is actually something that you sent me today that I want to talk about. And we've talked about this a couple times, actually, just not on the show before. So there have been some content creators that have brought out this 4chan post, okay? And we're going to get into 4chan for anybody that's new here. The last time we put out a 4chan or frat boy topic, we had like half the subs that we have now. So there might be a lot of new people here that haven't heard of it or didn't watch that video. But on this 4chan post, whoever is doing it, let's start the conversation like that. Whoever's posting this wants you to believe that it's Jack S.
Yeah.
Showalter.
Hoodie guy.
Yes, hoodie guy. And he says, I've watched long enough to see how this works now. It might get screenshot, but by tomorrow, ain't nobody gonna care anyways. No one will probably believe it anyways. That's fine by me. I was trying to look after the girls that night and was supposed to give them a ride home. They ditched me and took off while I was talking to the bigger guy at the food truck. Can't remember his name. Anyway, the guy told me the girls were leaving, and that's why I was like, what the F? Because I was supposed to take them home. Man, if they had just let me take them home, they would be alive. Do you guys understand? I didn't go to Boise or Africa. I went home and went to sleep. Woke up on Sunday to phone calls telling me what the heck happened. It kills me to know if they would have waited on me, they would probably be alive right now. I hate myself for it. So I got a couple things to say. Y'all are supposed to be smart. Please figure this out. I've had a couple to drink. Ain't no way a K-bar could do what got done to my friends. More than one person, too. The law got the wrong driver on purpose. Where you think a sheath like that could come from? Major pain. So, I don't believe any of it. And when I'm looking at these things, okay, my first thought is there any information in here that isn't so obviously known and covered by mainstream media? No. All of it is very important mainstream media topics.
Yeah.
Every single piece. There's nothing in here that is like, oh yeah, this is Jack. I had some additional information. No, he used the mainstream media topics to not only try to prove that he is who he says he is, but then he also leans on your empathy by saying, I hate myself for it. I've got a couple drinks in me. That is Hollywood movie stuff. Oh my gosh, I hate myself. I'm going to go drink. And you know what I mean? That's trying to play on those human emotions to get you bought into what's being said here. But there's nothing being said here that's any different from anything that we've seen. Nothing.
Yeah, it's most likely somebody trolling.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But, was there ever a time where... Because in that, it says they got the public driver wrong on purpose... Or the private driver wrong on purpose? Was there ever a time where people thought it was one person and then it wasn't?
Not that I can remember, but I didn't dig into this. I just wanted to cover this because this is important to the topics we're about to cover, because there is information in the other 4chan and there are timelines and there are details where it is literally the opposite of this. And I want to be able to point out the differences in the two, right? I will never believe anything online when somebody's trying to make a plea in this way and they're using the same information that everybody else gets. Okay, if you're close to the case, then you know more. You know what I mean? You're not going to come out with just the basic of the most basic and try and troll. That's just what I think it is. That's what I think it is. There's a lot of reasons out there why someone might troll in this way too. You know, I think that you don't even have to be a horribly heinous person to post something like that. I think you could just be wanting to get attention, feel some kind of, adrenaline, like, oh, they are talking about it. You know what I mean? You feel like you have some kind of power because you posted this up there. I do not think that this is jackass.
We know from Dot, okay, the infamous Dot that went on all these shows, claiming to have literally been a witness to people going in the home that night or early morning and partying next door. They wanted attention. Like, they wanted to feel important. They wanted to feel, because, like, I think the situation is that there's a lot of people that are feeling, that have trauma, okay, that are feeling lonely, that want to feel important, that want to feel, like they matter.
Everyone feels lonely. I just want to clarify that's a
but
very
the trauma
human,
part is important.
Yeah, that's a very human emotion, and it's very easy to get things confused. I'm not pointing this at anyone or have anyone in mind. I'm thinking from specifically from a therapy background or psychology background where somebody that is going through something and hasn't completely coped with that yet might not even have the realization of what they're doing exactly, but they see so much attention on these people and they want that attention, but don't know how to verbalize what they're feeling. So they might make a decision to post something like this to get a small craving, get that little fill of that feeling of importance or attention. To me, that's just what it feels like based on the things that are put in here. It's too perfect.
It is too perfect.
In a way of the trolling we've seen before. There is some intentional pull on empathy, your human emotion.
Yeah.
There is nothing in here that proves that it's not some random person. I could hop on here and do it. You could hop on there and do this. You could hop on there and do this. If you know anything about this case, this is the most basic of the most basic information in here. So anybody could hop on there and do it. Therefore, I just think somebody that's closer to the case, right? Because I would consider Jackass the real one, closer to this case, would be able to connect those dots and know, why are these people going to believe me?
And for one, if you really are Jackass, okay, and you want to come out and say something, drop some information about the case, and that stuff, why wouldn't you say what you and Maddie and Kaylee were talking about in that video?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, there's way more important things Jack could talk about than that.
Agreed. Yep. Absolutely. But I'm curious what you guys think about it. I just wanted to touch on it because I do think it's important that you guys know about it, because information is power, and knowing what to look for in this. Like, I suggest you take it, maybe pause the video and just look for what I'm talking about. Look for the very basic understanding of this crime. That's all that's in there. And then the rest of it is trying to oh, I hate myself for this. You know what I mean? Like, trying to draw connection with your empathy, which isn't right. Like, that's not okay. So whoever wrote this, if it's Jack, I tend to feel like I'm confident it's not, right?
Yeah.
But whoever it is, you'd get a way better reaction using your brain to have a regular conversation with people. So yeah, this just doesn't help anybody.
No,
I don't want to come off too harsh, but this just doesn't help anybody, right? Every decision is doing one of two things. You're either helping a situation or you're hurting it. There's no such thing as just staying stagnant. That doesn't exist. So I think something like this hurts a situation.
Yeah, and like you said, there's no insider information in that. Literally not a single speck. Nothing.
No. And somebody that is Jack writing would have enough information to be able to at least prove it. It doesn't even have to have anything to do with the case. You could have gave something personal. I think anybody understands that, right?
Mhm.
So, but check it out. Let me know what you guys think about it. And that's it.